Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Gloomhaven. This is our first scenario. I know this is the second episode of this scenario, third episode of the series. You should be up to speed. So just a short synopsis is trying to get into this room back here, which will have to interact with this door. But we need to kill all the enemies in all the rooms. So there's no point in running past these guys. We got to take them out. So this is the situation that we're in. We have to figure out what we're going to do. I have some options here. I could put 3 damage on all 3 of these guys, which is not bad. I could also do an attack 3 push, or I could drop a retaliate. Let's see what our other characters can do. So Sigourney only has 2 cards, so I'm just going to select these 2. I think is just what it is. I do have an element in the air, so this might be an option. So let's just do this for right now. I might change that initiative order. We'll see. Okay, Crag has this heavy swing, which if we can get over here early enough, we should be able to push this guy into this and do some damage, but that might screw up the brute, but I think we might be okay. So let's just, I think we just do it, right? I do that 7 guy all the way back there, but I think we're gonna do it. Oh, that loot 1 is gonna be massive when I can get it. So we'll do rumbling advance and that heal 4 though is massive to have. Damn. Okay, this might be a weird turn for him. And then maybe we do... Oh, well, I forgot. He's disarmed, remember? He's disarmed, so that won't... So we're really better off... I think we're going to do this for him. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Eye for an Eye, which is going to give us a Retaliate 2, which means that anyone who attacks us in melee range, we will do 2 damage back to them. Flat, no damage modifier, just 2 damage. And we get 1 experience for each time we retaliate. The warding strength is going to give us a shield 1. You see down there, there's 6 uses, and every other one we get an experience, but it is a burn card. But that's kind of his role, is that he's our tank in this scenario anyway. In this particular. Oh, okay. Let's talk about really quickly about status effects. There are a few in this game that you should be aware of. And they're not, the keywords are, most of them are intuitive, but not always. So disarm, we already talked about. Immobilize, makes sense, takes away the movement ability for that player or that NPC's next turn. In this case, the Vermling Raider's attack is going to give us a wound. And a wound is similar to what you might see as poison in other games. A wound is a flat. You take a damage, or that figure takes 1 damage every time it has that. Every time it has a turn, and so it's a slow death, right? You're open wound, right? How do you get rid of it? For wounds specifically, you can heal. Any heal will take the wound off of that character. Poison in this game does not do what wound does. Poison actually adds 1 damage to any attack that's targeting that figure. So it's like I'm trying to think of another game that I could relate to for it, but it amplifies damage on that character by +1, basically. So it's really good to drop a poison on a high hit point character or enemy, because every attack targeting them will just get amplified by +1. So in this case, someone's going to get wounded. The good news is they're going so late that we might be able to take out some of these guys. I can't attack, so if I select this, you'll see that it says the brute is disarmed. So I can't select anybody to attack. So we're not going to do that. We are going to do this. So imagine physically this card is now sitting next to that character on the table, right? And it has a little token on it that's waiting. Right now it hasn't gone anywhere because I haven't been targeted, but it will move 6 times. So 6 times I get to use that. Something to keep in mind though is that's not per turn, it's per attack. So if I get attacked 3 times in the same round, it's going to use 3 charges of it. So it's something to consider when you're making those options. And I'm going to select Retaliate because Retaliate does not get affected by the Disarm, because the Disarm only takes away the attack, not the Retaliate. Okay. We do have. Let's see if we can get this guy out. We have a flat 3. I have 4 -1s in my deck, so 4 out of, how many do I have? 5, 8, 11, 13. So 4 out of 13, so about a 30% chance that I'm not going to be able to take this guy out, but it's a 70% chance that I will. Let's see what happens. Booyah! So that's great. That's 1 down. Now what I'm wondering is should I think I'm going to use this. So if I move this character up here, she's actually safe because this guy's, even though, let me move her, but she's safe from being targeted because the brute went first. Bruce went first. He went 18, she went 20. So in a tie, as we talked about for targeting, this guy is going to target the closest enemy with the lowest initiative. So we should be okay there. Now, what's interesting here is this guy is going to want to move away and then attack the brute. If I hit him, do I just go ahead and do it? I think we do. Because the other option was I can go over here. And you know what? I think I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong card. Here. And I'm going to push this guy. Because I think this positions him better for, let's see. And oh, and you'll notice it will, well, it takes away the entire. This obstacle is actually, it's 1 obstacle, even though it takes up 2 hexes. So because I hit him into it, it took away both the fence line hexes. But he's down to 2. So I feel pretty good about that. So he's going to step back. He's going to fire. So you see I have an option here. I'm going to do this. So that takes the damage from 3, excuse me, down to 2. But I still get the wound. You can see that little purple icon above my head. So I'm now wounded. And then I will take this damage. Now he's wounded. So we have some wounds that we need to take care of here. But only 2 cards, so I'm just going to select the lower initiative. For her, she's going to long rest because I need her to. I do not want to lose reviving ether. So I think I'm going to long rest here, I think. And that puts her on 99. And then we have Cragheart here, which I had a plan. Yep, it still will work. Yeah, this is what we're going to do here. Yep. And let's go. Let's see what they draw. 30. So they're just going to move and heal, which is too bad. See, okay, so here's the wound. And we still have the option here. We could burn a card if we didn't want to take it, but we're going to take it. These guys are just going to move and heal. This guy is only going to go from 6 to 7. Not a big deal. This guy's going to go from 2 to 5. That stinks. So that makes me want to change what I was going to do. I just don't know if it's. I think I'm still. I think it's still worth doing what I want to do. So I'm going to do. I'm going to heal myself, which heals me back up to 10 and takes that wound off. Perfect. You can see on the right hand side that the earth element is being created, so that'll be great for the next turn. And then I'm going to loot one. And if you remember on the Spellweaver from the previous episode, only had one. Look at this. I get to pick up all three of these all at the same time. And he's our merchant. So I feel like this is kind of, you know, canon for him, right? He's trying to spend as much money as possible to get all these required items. So why would he not go after that money? Now, these guys are going to move if they need to or heal. I'm sorry, and heal. The brute is wounded, so he's going to take 1 damage. Okay, so something to think about here is that this guy did not need to move because he already had an enemy adjacent to him. So he's like, right, I have my target. So even though they're healing, they didn't run away to heal. They only move if they move to close the gap. They're still targeting a hero as if they want to do damage, even though they're just going to heal. This guy moved up, which was I appreciated. So here we are. We have a couple of pushes, and we have an attack 2, and we have an attack 6. None of that stuff really helps us. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't want to push right now because I want this enemy next to me. So we'll use this one to move up 1. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to use my boots here because he's probably going to rest on the next turn. And you'll see if I take the boots away. Hold on. If I undo and if I take the boots away, see how I can't get over this other side of this obstacle? I'm blocked in. If I use these boots that give me jump, that allows me to jump over obstacles, so and enemies. So I can get on the other side of him. So I think I'm going to do that just so that way he's closer to the door. We're going to skip the push because I want to keep him adjacent to me, and we're going to do this even though it's you know, I'm only attacking one, and it's essentially the same thing. I could use the basic attack action for the top card if I wanted to, and it's the same effect in this case, same net gain, but we'll just do it this way, and we'll see what happens. ×2, okay, not bad. Now we still need to get that wound off of him. It's going to hurt us again and take us down to 4 hit points, and we'll deal with that on the next turn, and you'll see why. The Spellweaver, Sigourney, is now going to go through her long rest. First rest that we've seen. So she's going to have to choose a card to burn, and then recover all the other discarded cards. She gets to heal 2, and then refresh her items. So that gives us our Eagle Eye goggles back that she used in that first episode. So we're going to perform this long rest. So this is us selecting a card to burn. I don't want to burn Reviving Ether because that gives us all of our cards back. I think we're going to do Frost Armor here. And we're into round 6. So here we are. The Brute has no cards available. This Warding Strength is the one that's on the table that's giving us that additional defense. And we need to heal in order to get this wound off of us. So everybody else has cards to play. So I think what we're going to do, unless either one of these has a non-burn heal, she does, but she would need to get within range 1 of him. What does Craig have? No heal. And a crater. Okay, so I think I'm going to have him long rest. She is going to... What do we want to do here? We really want to get this guy off the board that's over here. I think she's going to Flame Strike and be able to move, and then so we're going kind of late on this turn. Let's see what they do. It was a tie, and I didn't get to go first. So that goes against what I said earlier. So I don't know what rule they're pulling. Oh, no, it did put us. Okay, it changed. I was like, okay, I thought I messed up there. Okay, positioning. Ranged attacks it in a melee arrangement get disadvantaged. So if you think about, like, if you push an archer or something like that in any game and you're right next to them, it does kind of make sense, right? Like they're you're standing right next to them, and so they're going to be a little bit scattered and they're going to have disadvantage because you're so close. That's the way I like to think about it. So um, let's get away from him because I don't want disadvantage. I think I might go here. Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, move. Uh, I think I might go here. You can see friendly characters block. So since I don't have jump, I can't. All figures are considered to be obstacles, so I can't get away. I'm gonna go here. That was a little glitch. Sometimes it does that in this game. It like makes a sound when you run by somebody. So if I really wanted to get this guy out, I could use my eagle eye goggles here, but I'm really hoping that I don't have to. Let's see. There it is. A crit. And he's down. Dropping gold. Now the Vermilion Raider's going to go. I'm going to take the 1 damage. That's fine. And that actually works out for me because I wanted to... I'm going to do this. I'm going to push him only because I want the XP. 4 damage, and I'm going to push him all the way back over here. And then I could use this. I really want to pick up that gold. He's going to rest next turn anyway, so I think... Oh, he's going to probably long rest too, so maybe we go here and get this gold. And we'll skip movement. He ends his turn on a hex with gold, so he's going to pick it up. So he's just getting racks. So the brute, you can see he took that damage, but now he's going to heal because of the long rest. We have to choose a card that we want to get rid of for this. And I feel like I want to get rid of... I like keeping low initiative cards on my brute so that way he draws aggro. I'm going to get rid of this. Sweeping Blow. Probably my least favorite card. It's super situational. Okay. We need to open this door, we just need to step into the space. So let's talk about what we want to do here. What would make sense? Maybe he's gonna long rest. We're gonna lock that in. We do have... I think we're gonna go... Oh, I have an idea, but I don't know if it's a good idea. I think I'm gonna do it. Let's see what happens. So here's my idea. When you open a door in this game, all the enemies get revealed. So you'll see this whole room gets populated. And then the character that opened the door, if they have any actions left, top or bottom, or more movement to use, they get to finish their turn. Once they finish their turn, everyone in here that has an initiative that's lower than the character that opened the door gets to move. I don't know if that's too confusing, but essentially, let's do it, and I'll explain it when we get in there, but when it happens. But there's gonna be something that's gonna happen, and it might be kind of fun. Let's take a look here. What do we want to do for him? I'm thinking maybe retaliate And then maybe a trample just for the +2, just do the move. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so these guys, so right now this raider is going to push anyone who's directly around them away, and then they're going to attack for 3, which is a little, it's a lot. So I might be changing what I was going to do. My initial move was I was going to use this giant move 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open this door, see what we're working with, and then I get to move 3 more spaces, so I could move 1, 2, 3 out, or whatever. And then what that allows us to do, the kind of the meta that game that's happening here, is that all these enemies then will, because of their targeting, will naturally funnel through this door, which gives us a really great kill zone. But now I'm a little bit worried. I guess I could use his, instead of using his retaliate, I could use him to use a basic attack and just hope that I can take this guy out. Is that the move? Let's try it. This may be horrendous, but let's try it. So I'm going to first use an initial move all the way up here, and you'll see it populate. Yep. So look at all these guys up here. A lot of bros, a couple close bros. Is there a chest in here? I don't see one. Okay, so there's not really a need to enter this room. There's some gold in back there, gold back there. Okay, so she still has 3 movement, as we've talked about. I think what I'm going to do is go here. Now it's a burn, but she has that ability to get those burn cards back. Let's see if I can take them out. I did. Okay, so that's helpful. That's really helpful. So we now know this guy right here is an attack 3 poison. If you notice, there's no movement on the card, so they're not gonna move. These guys are gonna not gonna move either, and they're gonna attack 3. So as long as we were not within 3, so as long as we're not in the room, we're safe. I now have sorry, phone call. I also have Scout, Raider Elite. Okay, yeah, we're okay. Just Raiders and Raider Elites. Okay, so Sigourney's done. And because she used that ability that had the wind on the bottom, wind is one of the elements that we can create. So at this point, we know that the retaliate's not going to help us because no one's going to be coming in range unless I wanted to put myself for some reason into danger, which I don't think is a good idea. I think instead I'm going to use this as an opportunity to heal myself up a little bit, and then we're going to use a basic attack. We're going to skip it because there's no one around us, and that ends his turn. So you always have the option to skip the entirety of an action or a portion of the action. So none of these guys are going to do anything. They're all just going to stand there. It's going to cycle through. Yep. You see all these guys just not going because they don't have any targets. Cragheart's going to heal, and we need to get rid of something. I think we're going to get rid of Rock Tunnel. And now, top of the order. We're in round 8. So now we need to start getting into the action again a bit, but we also want to be careful because that's a lot of enemies that can target you once you get in. I'm wondering if I can get myself within 3 of this guy, but I have to be able to see him, and these new targeting rules, I don't know those really well, so this might be an opportunity for us to try and see what happens. We'll try this. Cragheart, let's look at Spellweaver. Spellweaver is going to long rest once again because I could short rest here. because it doesn't really matter what we lose. So let's short rest. That's fine. The reason why it didn't matter what we lost was because Reviving Ether, which is our card that gives us all of our burn cards back, was still in our hand. So we weren't at a risk of losing that card for the rest of the scenario, because that would be tragic. So we're back in it again. We have a nice jump, and we have this, and so we're getting close to the point where we're going to want to use this. In fact, I think we have one more short rest available to us, which makes me want to do this. Have her go late, and I'm not going to use this Reviving Ether. That way I can use a short rest on the next one. It'll make a little bit more sense when we get into it. Cragheart's the one that we have a lot of options here with, especially since he has the leaf in the air. So let's see what our options are. We have an attack 3, range 3 with a push that we could do. We could do, I mean, the crater, the rumbling advance. This is a huge card. If we can, I mean, look at this. Attack 3 to all adjacent enemies. Target all enemies within 2 hexes instead. So, but all adjacent enemies also suffer 2 damage. So it's something where you want to like rush in. If we could like imagine him being able to get into like a position in here, and these guys have pulled up, you can drop like 5 or 6 attacks all at once. It's a little nuts. What I'm thinking I might do, since I have that in the air, is do a dirt tornado kind of late, as and hoping that they might group up a little bit. And what's the range on that? It's only 2. So we will need to get closer. I think we do this. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's see what they selected. Or what they got. Move 4, loot 1. Vermlings are greedy. So they're gonna, so it's a fun little thing for them. So those scouts are just gonna, these scouts that are by the front door are just gonna bounce. And then we have all the raiders are doing attack 2s at range 3, targeting 2 players. So that could be, but they're not going to move. So that's, once again, that's very interesting. So I think I have to go here in order to have line of sight. So no push because there's no one around me. But I could, do I take out this guy who's kind of behind me? I think I try. All right. Okay. Nice job, Brucey. They're trying to loot. But look how they're lining up for us. It's kind of nice. And these guys aren't going to attack anybody because we haven't entered the room. Again, little bit of like you know, we're taking advantage of what we know. That's what I'll say. My question here is, I think this could be, well, that might negate, it kind of negates his turn. Damn. So I could do this Impaling Eruption. This is what I was thinking about. But if it kills both of these guys here, who would be my targets, then it gives, Cragheart's not going to have much of a turn. So let me just remind myself. I mean, I could always move 3 and then use that top action to add a target. I think that's the move. All right, I talked myself into it. If I need to, if we decide. So I'm going to use this as a basic move. We're going to come up here and steal this money from Crag, and then we're going to. You can see this. This attack goes in a line, and anyone who's in that line gets hit. I am going to use the Eagle Eye Goggles because I would love for this to crush both of these guys. Boom. done and done. And she gets an XP, grabs that gold. And then, yeah, this is what we'll do. We'll add targets to Crag so that way he can hit more people. And then, what are these guys doing? Oh, he's last. So he's last. So this is what I was talking about. Check this out. So we go all the way in using his boots, which gave him 2+ movement. Oh, I didn't have 2 cards. Oh my god, I completely forgot that I couldn't use that burn because she didn't have 2 cards, and that's terrible. Can I scrub save? Would you guys hate me? I can't restart the round because it's already happened. Is there a load option? We never really scrub save on this. Continue multiplayer. All right, I'm gonna see if I can figure this out. I'll be right back. Okay, so mistake made. Can't scrub save, which is good. At least you guys know I'm being honest as far as my playthrough. I misplayed that. See, don't know everything. Don't know everything. Unfortunately, that means that she's out. So we're down to these our two guys here, Bruce and Craig, and we're gonna see what happens. Craig, we're gonna need you to do some big things here. So this is what I was thinking about earlier when I said that attack 3 all adjacent enemies, and then if you burn or if you use the infused earth element, then it will allow you to attack everyone within 2 squares. So ideally it'd be like being here, or I mean here's not bad. What is that? 1, 2, 3. So I need to move 4. So if we do this, do I have a 4 move? I do. I would be doing a damage to my own team. Oh, okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do it this way. And then for him, I would really like to move 4, but I can't without using my move 6. But I think that might be the way to do it. Yeah. And I'm going to have him go in first, so that way he gets targeted more than the other guy would be. Damn, more than Craig would be. I'm still upset about that. So I was going to go here, right? I think so. Skip movement. We're going to disarm this guy, just so that way, regardless, that's 1 less attack. Ooh, and a crit. Okay, so now we get to have one of Craig's big turns. So let's move 4. So we're going to go here. I still can't believe I messed up Sigourney's turn. Here we go. We're going to... So you see, look at this. Look at this turn. Attack 3s on all these guys. And then imagine having eagle eye goggles on something like this. Here we go. It's a lot of damage. Now, unfortunately, it did not take anyone off the board. And I am doing 2 damage to my homie. But he's going to take it, because he's my homie. Alright, let's see what happens. Ow. Ow. He can't do anything. He can. So that negates that, and I get to take it down a damage because of my armor card that I had, and I get to take that one down to no damage. So he is poison though, and poison is a pain because if you heal poison, it does take the debuff away. However, it doesn't allow you to actually increase your hit points. So we're doing this and this for him. Pretty straightforward. He only has 2 cards. I need old Craig to pull out some amazing things. Man, this is going to be a tough fight. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. And if we can't do it, what I'll likely do is just restart the scenario, and then we can, not having to deal with all the explanations, we might be in better shape. So shield and attack. Nope, not those two. Clear these two. Okay. Yep, that's who we want to attack. Let's go. Okay, got rid of one, almost got rid of the other one. That's too bad. Okay, now what are we dealing with? They're healing. That's fine. He's healing. That's not great news for us. Ah, that's not good. Okay. The good news is that we survived. The bad news is that we have a long way to go. So I'm going to use this heal to take that off of him, and I'm starting to burn cards because I feel like time is becoming a factor for us since we lost one of our heroes, unfortunately, due to my miscalculations. Okay, not bad. Okay. We don't have a choice. We're going to have to short rest because we cannot afford to sit here and just take all this damage. So I'm going to do this, and I think, man, I think I was debating on retaliating. I think I might try it. And then Crag can maybe, what do you think? Heavy swing? Let's see what they're gonna do. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Let's see what they're gonna do. They're doing ranged attacks. This is not good because I have, yeah. Okay, we are going to get mixy with this. I think we're gonna have to. Um, Man, I don't. Okay, so we're gonna shield for sure. Shield for sure. And then the retaliate's not going to give us a whole lot because these guys are all going to move away from us, which means that our retaliate doesn't have a range. Our retaliate is just just in melee range, and they're going to step away. So we're better off doing something like this and using a basic attack on. This is a great example of what I was talking about how you have to modify how you play in order to uh, accommodate what's happening at that moment in the game. Um, oh man, I think I have to do this and then push him into this. I mean, I have to start getting some damage on these guys. And then I'm to kind of split up this damage a little bit. I'm going to let Cragheart come over here, and because of the all adjacent enemies, he's going to do some damage. Now we're going to see what happens. No damage. 1 damage. 1 damage. We're going to use this. No damage. Okay, we're surviving, guys. We're surviving, and that's the important part. We're gonna get in there. I'm wondering if I need to start using my burns a little bit more. Um, this is the turn. This turn's gonna. Oh, they're gonna heal. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna try to kill this guy. I'm gonna try. Oh, come on. There we go. Almost. And he's gonna get healed all the way back up. That's terrible. I might be able to kill him. No, I won't. Damn. I'm really starting to feel not having Sigourney on the field, which is just really too bad. Okay. So, um, what do I want to do here? Because realistically, I want to get away from these guys. I feel like we're kind of dividing the fight, which is not always a bad thing, but I don't love it here. So we're gonna do this just for the sake of getting some experience. You know, regardless, experience is always good. Okay, so this guy I'm gonna push all the way over here, and this guy I'm gonna push right up in here, and then we're gonna end the turn. And here we are. So now we got to start. Really, this is going to be interesting. Attack 2 on all enemies move through. I forgot about that. I forgot about that card. I should have used the other one for him. Okay. Do we burn to try to get a big hit on somebody? Or do we just? I guess regardless, we're doing this because we have those are the two cards we have. We're gonna have to short rest here on Crag, and we just have to let it happen. I can't afford to lose any more hit points. Um, what do we do here, guys? I could heal myself, but I mean, I could do a big heal turn. I could do a big heal turn for myself and see. Let's see what happens. Oh, I love this game. All right, so these guys are moving back and hitting us for 1 again. So, yeah, so Crag should be okay over here. I'm going to just let him do a massive self-heal turn and get himself back up to schnuff. Let's see how our Bruce survives. Good. -1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. That's great. What's he going to do? +1. I can burn it to take 1 damage. And this guy is going to give me another -1. Yeah! Okay. Now, what do we want to do here? I probably just want to move up like this. Basic move. Skip movement. And then we'll do the Pierce isn't helping us here, but it's a 3 attack. So even if we pull a -1, which we didn't, we're still good. So Bruce is out here holding it down, and he's going to short rest again. That's too bad, but I think we have to. Probably a provoking roar. And we'll see what they're doing. All right, hold on. Let's think about this. I think we're gonna do this, and we're gonna see what they. I'm giving myself some options, and we'll talk about what those are when I get a little bit. We get a little bit further into this. What do we want to do? I have a move 4. Man, I'd love to be able to get close enough. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, so they are attacking, but they're attacking at range. Dang it. Okay, so what that means is for me is that I'm going to. Oh wait. What is? Yeah, that stinks. I didn't think that through. Um, I think I have to go up here. I'm gonna have to go up here, and we're gonna disarm this guy. I want to disarm the elite, but I'll take this. So that ends his turn. And for our boy here, as much as I would love to loot all that gold, I think he needs to get up, and then we're going to be doing some big, hopefully, some big ranged attacks. Okay, 4, not bad. Give me a ×2, +2. Okay. All right. So now let's see how we fare on their turn. -2, amazing. +1, not great. ×2, terrible. So we're gonna burn a card. I think we have to. Okay. 2 damage, and we know we're not gonna. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We might be cooked here, but we're gonna do the best we can. We're gonna have to short rest. That's too bad, but okay. I think we're gonna do this. Hopefully they draw late. They did. Okay. And they're doing bad stuff for us because we cannot afford to get wounded at this point. So we're going to put on a shield and we're going to try to take out this guy next to me. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop. Still at -2, but the 3 attack still gives us that 1 net damage. It's really good news for us. These guys are... Oh, they're going to move too regardless. Okay. I could take one of these guys out regardless. It'd be a burn, though. How many cards does Crag have left? Okay, we might be able to pull this off. So here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna wait. Oh, okay, yeah. So no one's taking damage there, but we're going to move here. Come on. Skip movement. We're going to use this. That's going to put 2 damage on both these guys, which takes away that 1 automatically. And then we're going to immobilize this guy. So he's going to want to... We'll see. We'll see. I got my gold. So he would want to attack the brute, but because I'm closer, he has to target me. Because I take initiative, or take a priority as far as being a target. But because he's ranged, it's a disadvantage attack. So that's the reason why I pushed with Crag up there. Now Crag does have that wound, but we should be able to get out of this scenario. Not without some grief, but we did get out of it. We're going to do this. And we're going to do this. And then for Crag, we only have the 2 cards. This one came down to the wire. But he's going super late. So that's the good news. And we can... Is there any gold over here I can hop on and still hit him? No. So we'll go here. We'll skip that. You know what? Shoot. I really wanted to restart the round, but that's okay. I messed up again. Oh well, okay, that's not bad. I mean, we're okay. I think we can do one more turn here. So I'm going to heal myself to get this wound off. And then instead of doing a range attack, we're going to do a basic attack. And we might get out of this scenario. Boom. Okay. So we survived and we learned something about Spellweaver. Relearned something about Spellweaver. So look at how much damage Spellweaver was doing out there. 7 enemies killed, and she died when right after we opened this door. But look at Craghart's damage. The bad news is that we did not get any of our things. It says we got a perk point on your health at the end of the scenario is equal to your maximum health. I don't know how we would have gotten that because she's dead, but okay. Or not dead, but exhausted. That's super interesting.
You wipe the blood of the last vermling from your face.
Oh, hold on.
Thoughts return to the sleeping lion. Surely they've got a stew ready by now. It would be so perfectly warm and soothing, and it's right through that gate. But then, another thought comes. It is highly unusual, brazen really, for a pack of vermlings to operate this close to the city. Could they be? It's a long shot, but one worth investigating, especially considering this ambush site doesn't look like the base of their operations. There is probably... and treasure. Okay, so we've probably unlocked another scenario because they said that this wasn't their base of operations, so we maybe have a clue as to where they are located. We got 6 experience for finishing the quest, and then we unlocked a hole in the wall. We unlocked a city quest. We can use L2R2 to inspect the town options and select the city map. And that is there. That is officially the end of the scenario. So, what did we learn here, or what we need to take away from here is everyone got experience. We did not. Craig put up way too much XP. I forgot how much of an XP machine he is. Sigourney, even though she did not make it through the end of the scenario, she does get the XP from it. So that's also a nice thing. And Craig did get 12 gold. So in the interest of that, wow, that was a little gross. Let's take a look at what we might want. We need more. We need to collect these options, right? So it's like, he already has a stamina potion. I really want the eagle eye goggles for him. I think I'm going to hold because as much as I want this hide armor, the 2 -1s don't feel good in your deck. So I think I'm going to hold on that. And what we're going to do is call this as episode 2 of our Gloomhaven playthrough with Witty's gang. And I appreciate you guys being here. We'll jump into another scenario in the next episode. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves.